Good evening and welcome to beautiful Orangeville, Ontario at the Tony Rose Memorial Sports Complex with your Orangeville Northmen taking on the Six Nations Arrows in Game 2 of the quarterfinals of the Ontario Junior A Lacrosse. This evening's game will feature Cole Downey returning in net as a stellar performance last night. Held the Six Nations Arrows to only 5 goals and none in the third period as the Northmen routed Game 1, 8-5. Starting in net, we have a newcomer here with Tyden Redlick. As Ethan Robertson had a great game last night, I was speaking with one of the Six Nations coaches, and he said that it wasn't anything that Robertson did wrong. It's just that they wanted to give Tyden Redlick a look as they have confidence in both goalies. So, a pivotal Game 2. Northmen looking to go up 2-0. Six Nations looking to tie it 1-1 to go back Wednesday night, back to the ILA. The face-offs last night were pretty even, with the Northmen edging the Arrows late in the game. And they have proved ever important as both teams have scored off of the face-offs early. And here we go. Game 2 starts now. Northmen get the first chance with the ball as it's picked up and sent out to Berman at the center floor, and the Northmen have about 20 seconds left on the first shot clock here as they get first crack at the offense. Sanderson on the far side, down to Kruger low. Kruger with a one-on-one opportunity. He comes across top, gets it over to Matthews. Matthews comes across top, back to Kruger. Kruger shoots, and that's saved by Redlick fairly easily, and he gets a nice outside pass. Redlick showing his skills with the outlet passes early here in the game. Six Nations, if that's an indication of the rest of the game, looking to maybe run some transition here more than they did last night. Kogan with it now. Gets it over to Lickers. A quick shot there by Six Nations, and that goes out of bounds, so it'll be Northland ball. Dylan Sanderson saunters over and picks it up, and the referee will blow the whistle, and here we go. Sanderson out to Matthews, over to Jennings. Jennings, a little snake bit last night, had many opportunities. And now Sanderson shoots around his screen, and that just bounces wide. That'll be over and back. It'll be Six Nations ball as they get their second chance of the game. Last night it was pretty low scoring in the first frame, but the second third of the game showed both teams scoring at a torrent pace. Six Nations in now, and a great save by Downey. Third period was all Northmen last night as they scored 3, and Six Nations once again scored none. And a couple of chippy shots out there early in the game, much to the chagrin of the Six Nations fans. And here's Evan Miller, bounce pass out to Matthews. Matthews, he's going to take one from the outside. That misses wide. He gets it right back. Half the shot clock gone now, and Wilson gets it down to Kruger. Kruger with it now. He's looking. Gets over the top. Matthews, he's got an open shot. He takes one. Short side was there, but just missed the net. Wilson has it now with 5 seconds left. He takes a long-range shot, and that's gobbled up by Redlick. Redlick with an outlet pass to Kogan. Kogan down to Rivera. Rivera carries now. He's trying to go underneath, find something. There's a lot of chaos there on the left side for the Nations. Bomberry shoots, and that goes wide and into the Northern bench, and that'll be Northern ball. So early saves by Redlick and an early save by Downey, and it looks like both goalies have brought their game today. Thompson now, the Augustine native, tries to get it to the middle to Jennings, but that's turned over, and away go the Arrows. Coates shoots on the run, and that's a nice save there by Downey. Rebound comes out to Jennings as he gets back from offense. Jennings now around the net. Looks like he went back in, but got stripped of the ball anyway. Here comes Coates. He's swarmed by the Northern defense, and now it's back in the Northern hands. And Sean Costigan runs it over half. Costigan waiting for the reinforcements to come out. And looks like he's going to stay and play, which yours truly always likes. Wilson across to Sanderson. Sanderson now on the left side. Sanderson shoots around that's high and wide, and that goes right into the stick of Sky, who runs the floor or to Garlow, excuse me, and runs the floor and gets it out. John Hill with it now. Down to Jimerson. Jimerson carries, looking for something underneath, nothing going there. Gets a pick, sends it across to John Hill. John Hill looking to stride, and it looks like a moving pick by Six Nations called, and it'll be Orangeville ball. Dylan Sanderson with it now. Over to Jennings and now to Matthews. Matthews across the floor to Sanderson. Northmen working the ball around early well. Kruger with it now. He carries, turns back now. Great defense by Becker. Sanderson with it now. He's going to shoot. No, he clutches and grabs. Comes back out. 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Wilson gets one off, and no one's there to pick up the offensive rebound. It'll be Six Nations ball. Bomberry with it. He surveys. Hits a screening Lickers and sends it over cross crease. Nothing going there, though. Kogan with it now. He sets to the middle there. And a shot by Six Nations goes just wide and bounces out to mid-floor. That's picked up by Evan Miller. He gets free and gets a nice shot there on a partial break and just misses high and wide. Looks like an over and back call, as that did not hit the net or the goaltender. So even though it was a shot, came all the way back over. Coach Rusty Kruger not very happy with the call, but nonetheless, that's how the ref saw it. Six Nations with it now on the far side. Coming over the top is John Hill. Nice little pass inside there. A shot, and that's gobbled up quickly by Downey. Berman with it. Looking to feed it off so he can get off, as he's a defensive specialist for the team. Thompson now. Gets it down to Kruger. Kruger looking inside. He finds Matthews. Matthews shoots from the restraining line, and that's high and wide, and the Nations are really looking to fast break here. A good choice there by Grayson Skye to pull it out as he was on his wrong side, and he's going to wait for the offensive reinforcements to come out. Jimerson with a shot from the outside. That's gobbled up by the young call-up, Aiden Kello. He can't gather it, and now Bomberry has it. 7 seconds remain on the shot clock. A quick return there, and that goes high and wide. A save there by Downey as he gathers his bearings and scoops up the ball. Lots of action with just over 5 minutes into the game here. Jennings to Matthews. Back to Jennings. Jennings over to Sanderson. Sanderson with some one-on-one opportunities. He's looking to get underneath as he always does. He gets up to Matthews from the wrong side. He shoots a nice high one, but that's off the stick of Redlick and goes all the way down to the Northman end. That'll be a reset for the Northmen, and they'll get to go again. Sanderson over to Jennings. Jennings back over to Sanderson. Sanderson looking to go one-on-one. Looking to flash underneath. Gets a good seal there by Wilson. A shot there from Sanderson, and that's well saved by Tyden Redlick. Six Nations up the floor quickly here. Hare with it. He's going to decide to pass it off to Martin and get off. Martin was on defense yesterday with a wood stick, but he's coming out the front door this evening. Great shot there on the short side by Rivera, but that was saved by the Orangeville netminder. Another save there from a good outside shot short side, and Cole Downey was all over that one. Noble passes off to Costigan. Costigan got some room. He shoots one. That, unbeknownst to Tyden Redlick, was bouncing around his feet, but defender Tall Chief was there to scoop up and save the day. John Hill sets it up for the Arrows. Kogan. Shot from the outside there. That bounces around the middle of the legs of Downey, and that is the opening goal of the game here at 12:39. Akwesasne duty-free replay will show Six Nations gets it low here. Kogan down to his counterpart, who just shoots around the screen there of Shabbat, and that just kind of plinkles its way in between the legs of Cole Downey. And for the second time in the series, Six Nations has the lead. Ever important face-off at mid-floor. Campbell pops it right up to Costigan. We see that a lot here. Costigan gets it out away from danger to Matthews as he'll stay in play in the offense. An inaugural part of the offense is Aiden Matthews. Matthews over to Sanderson. Sanderson has it now. Back to Matthews. Matthews looking for something to open up. He's got a good seal there by Jennings, but he cracks it across the border. Wilson's going to shoot. Not known for shooting, but took a shot there. Seemed to break his stick, and he'll have to get a new shaft before he returns to the floor. Sky with the wood stick. Hands it off to Brennan. Brennan to Jimerson now. Jimerson. Back over to the far side. A nice underneath move by Hamill and a great arm save there by Cole Downey as he has been outstanding all sorts of... he's been outstanding all year and has made all sorts of saves here in the first period of game 2. Looks like the Northmen are headed to the sin bin as Bishop Berman took a penalty. Not sure for what, but we'll hear in a moment as it's announced over the loudspeaker. Wondering if cameraman Jim knows if there's any other Junior A games in action tonight. As yours truly will try to look up the scores on these breaks that we have. Six Nations goes to the power play now. Kogan now with it. Seal from Johnson over top. Kogan's going to shoot around, and that's another great arm save by Downey. John Hill up to Jimerson. Jimerson's going to shoot again. Same place, same result. Nations with 2 resets early here in their power play. Jimerson up top now. Little backhand action to Kogan, and that's going to be missed and right into the crease where Downey can take the ball. Downey looking to beat the 8-second rule here. It's going to be thrown up. It's going to be close here, and Campbell just gets over in time. Sean Costigan with it now. Great motor on 14. He hands it off to Thompson. Thompson looking to kill this clock right down to the nitty-gritty and probably take a long outside shot. Should be coming here shortly. And it looks like Keen Pair. You're not allowed to cross-check guys while they're on the floor, and Keen Pair took maybe a little bit of an undisciplined penalty here, and I don't blame him, as it looks like the captain kind of got up in his chin, and there he fell on the floor. And once you're on the floor, it doesn't matter how hard or soft the cross-check is. That will be a penalty. So 4-on-4 action. We should see some open shots here, and as the floor opens up, as it's 2 weak sides as opposed to 1 weak and 1 strong. Northmen out there with Max Kruger, the Syracuse commit, on the right crease, and the right shooter, as always, Dylan Sanderson. Matthews here will take the ball at center and set up the shooter position with Garen Jennings on the crease. Got a text message from Garen's uncle, Stephen, who said Garen did indeed score last night, and I guess I missed that one while I was watching every second of the game. I apologize, Stephen. Northmen now, 4-on-4. Sanderson now wide open, and a great save there that bounces halfway across the floor into the roof by Tyden Redlick. And it looks like the Six Nations defender took 2 minors there, and it'll be a 4-minute penalty for them. Matthews with it now. Great stick there by Kenny Porter to dislodge the ball. Matthews with it again. Nice little pass to Garen Jennings, who tries to go over the top, but Tyden Redlick has the answer. Arrows with it now. Martin holds. Cogan getting the ball now on the near side. Looking at a two-man game with Bomberry. Cogan looking to get underneath. He does. He gets the middle of the floor, and that's right off the chest of Downey. And now a loose ball scrap for it. And Shabbat will come up with the ball. He'll get it over to Sean Costigan, who will hold for the offense. Matthews sets it up. Gets it over to Kruger. Northmen on the power play now for a little under 3 minutes or less. Kruger looking to shoot. Little backhand pass to Sanderson. Back up to Kruger. Kruger. Nice crease pass to Jennings. Back to Sanderson. And a great save there by Redlick, who has been red hot in the first half of the first period. Kruger now. Over to Matthews. Matthews shoots and he finds 5-hole. And a late hit by Becker there on Matthews. However, Matthews is no worse for wear. No penalties called on the play, and a great shot by Aiden Matthews, stick high, raises the stick of Redlick, and he finds the 5-hole for the first goal of the Northman game. Little pass here from Kruger. Nice high stick there. I think Redlick maybe thought he was going far side high, and that forced the stick hand of Redlick to come up just ever so slightly, and Matthews is able to sneak it underneath the wood stick for Northman's first goal of the game. Or excuse me, Northman's second goal of the game. First goal of the game. Excuse me. The score is wrong on the screen and on the board. Arrows Porter just looking to kill the 30-second clock to get rid of this penalty that the Northmen now have a second crack at, since they scored with over 2 minutes remaining of the double minor. Rivera looking to go underneath. He's guarded closely by Messier. Rivera tries to shoot, but that's blocked. He picks up his own rebound. 4 seconds remaining. Another worm burner shot, but that's scooped up easily in the stick of Downey. Evan Miller with it now. Sends it off to Max Kruger as he'll set up the Northmen's second opportunity on the power play here. He'll move down to the shooter position, and it looks like they'll go for a dice look. 1 man in the middle, 4 on the outside. Kruger and Jennings play catch. Kruger across, back to Kruger. He's gonna shoot. No, he's gonna give it to Jennings. Jennings is gonna shoot. He tries to go 5-hole again, but Redlick has the answer. Arrows ball now. Cortez gets it off to Tall Chief, who's looking to kill this penalty. He's got about 15 seconds left. He pops it out wisely up top to Jimerson. Jimerson with it now. He's going to shoot around the screen. That had eyes from the top right-hand corner from our view up here, and it just missed the net. If it had been on the mark, it would have tinkled twine. Dylan Sanderson carries from the corner up to Kruger. Over to Matthews and back up to Kruger. Matthews and Kruger play catch back and forth. Kruger's going to shoot a worm burner, and that goes off the stick of Redlick. And now we've got a loose ball battle here on the boards as Kruger picks it up and tries to get out of the way of the very tenacious Six Nations defense. And here comes Kruger. Matthews now with it. He shoots. He tries to go 5-hole again, but Redlick shuts the door. Jennings with a great opportunity. That went off the roof, but the ref didn't see it, and the Northmen get the ball back. Six Nations back to full strength now as the Northmen go 5-on-5. Sanderson carries. He's looking to go underneath. Back to Kruger. Kruger coming over the top of a potential steal by Wilson. Nope, Kruger takes it to the middle against 3 guys. Gets a high stick right in the mouth, but no call from the referees. Cortez carries for Six Nations. He dumps it off to Bomberry. Bomberry carries and gives it over to Lickers, and now it's back to Rivera. Rivera across the top. He shoots, and a great stick there by the Northland defender and captain. Here comes Miller now. Thompson with it. Thompson looking to go 1-on-1. He gets a little seal from Sanderson. Back over to Sanderson now. Sanderson trying to hit the, he shoots around the pile, but that's blocked by Martin, and it'll be Six Nations ball. 6 minutes remaining here in the first period. 1-1 tied, Northmen and Six Nations Arrows. Game 2 of the Junior A quarterfinals. Cogan carries now, a little two-man game here with Jimerson, and he tries to shoot, but another good Northman stick prevents that from getting in the net. And now the Northmen have maybe a small break, but that'll be pulled out as the Six Nation Arrows have reinforcements at the back door. A little lob pass there to Sanderson that was watched closely by Cortez, but he was unable to get it. Matthews on the sideboards. He's got some room. He shoots around his screen, tries to go 5-hole again, but that's picked up. And that's a great loose ball there by Shabbat, who tried to get it and scoop it back into the net, but after he got hit, he decided to hold on to it and get it out and get off as he usually comes out the back door. But a great effort there by the Orangeville Northmen defender to regain the possession to give Northmen another chance here late in the first period. And it looks like Kenny Porter will head back to the box as he's been dung up for an illegal cross-check. Porter unaware of his penalty that he took. A little confusion there, but referee Wilson says an illegal cross-check and he'll have to spend 2 minutes or less in the sin bin. And it looks like the Six Nations Arrows goaltender, perhaps, Tyden Redlick, has taken a 2-minute misconduct for chirping at the referees. Not something that I'm sure the coaching staff of the Six Nations will like. And now the Northmen have a 5-on-3 instead of a 5-on-4. Redlick a little bit rambunctious there with the referee, a little too much for Wilson's taste, and Wilson tees him up for 2. Here come the Northmen, electing to go 5-on-3 and not 4-on-3, as some people do with a safety. Matthews shoots, and that ends up trickling in the net, and that'll be the end of the first power play. And the Northmen will have 2 more minutes, or excuse me, 1:44 left, 5-on-4. If you look at the Akwesasne duty-free replay here, it's just a standard kind of pass around, a little inside pick there by Kruger. Back out to Matthews, and Matthews gets his hands free, and that just somehow plingles its way through of Tyden Redlick, and the Northmen gain their first lead of the game, 2-1. Tall Chief and Campbell at the dot now. Some extracurriculars here from Taylor Harding and Bishop Berman, but the game goes on and Bishop Berman will pick up a easy loose ball, uncontested, and as he's gonna have to run it up to get it over half in 8 seconds or less. Matthews will take control here. It looks like he's gonna run the top as Kruger will move to the crease. Sanderson will stay on the shooter, and will go strong on the left side with Thompson shooting now. Thompson back up to Matthews, over to Sanderson. Through the stick of Brennan, and the Northmen narrowly escape a turnover there. Matthews with a shot again, and that bounces in behind Redlick, but he's able to get it before it crosses the line. Six Nations with 1:06 to kill now, as they run the floor well, as Kenny Porter gains half in 8 or less. Porter with some light pressure by Matthews as he gets over to John Hill. John Hill over to Bomberry. Bomberry just waiting as a soft double team awaits him. And Martin with a shot with the shot clock running down, and that goes far wide and into the Northern bench. So the Northern will have 37 seconds left in order to try to capitalize on their power play. Matthews again to set it up. Matthews with the hot stick early here, as I'm sure that's the reason why he has taken the place of Kruger at the top. He's got the hot stick right now, so you got to ride that. He plays catch with Sanderson, and Now Thompson. Jennings in the middle here. Matthews, he shoots again, and that's off the toe of Redlick, and he scoops it up, and that'll be it for the Northern power play. Redlick with a sharp bounce pass right into the stick of Sean Costigan as he'll turn it over with a 2-on-2, or excuse me, 2-on-3, so Kruger will wisely take that out as he runs up and shoots one short side, and that misses narrowly. Now Jennings with it. Gets over to Thompson. He cradles, but that pops out of his stick right to Coates. Or sorry, excuse me, Cortez. Cortez with it. He shovels it off to Rivera. Rivera's going to shoot on the run, and that's a nice leg save there by Downey. Sean Costigan gets the loose ball, and he's being pressured by Bomberry, and he popcorns it over the top of the Six Nations press to Noble. Noble, great number on him. He gets it back in front, Noble! And he just misses narrowly on the far side with a nice cut. The defensive specialist will be staying and playing after a great opportunity there. Matthews with another shot. He's had a lot of shots here in the first period, folks. I don't blame him. He's got both Northman goals. Tall Chief now. Being guarded by Matthews. Matthews seems to just stay on the floor the entire time. Wide by Porter. No chance there as the shot went several feet wide and into the netting at the top of the ceiling. So it'll be Northern ball here with 1:44 left. Thompson with it. He comes over the top. He gets it over to Kruger. Kruger looking for something. Looking to the left side. He finds Thompson again. Thompson looking to go one-on-one. He shoots around the screen, but that's into some legs in front. There's still 10 seconds left. No rush here. Thompson gets free. He's going to shoot again, and he hits the post. That's a reset, and that'll go right back into the stick of Thompson, who gets his own rebound, and the Northmen get to go again. Kruger with it. He's looking for his first of the night. He shoots, and a good stick by the Six Nations defenders make that miss high and off the glass. Harding carries over and gets it exchanged off to John Hill. John Hill now to Jimerson. Jimerson across the top. He's got some room. He'll elect to pass it. Here comes a big shot out from the outside by Lickers, and that's gobbled up by Downey. Downey, a nice outlet pass up here to Shabbat. Shabbat might stay in play here. He's going to shoot way outside and get his own rebound. Maybe not, but that was off the goaltender, so it'll be a reset and no over and back. Northern with an opportunity here to call a timeout and have last shot, but it looks like they're just going to go. Coaches wisely just letting their players know we're waiting for one shot as they pull the goalie, and they'll go 6-on-5 with no chalk talk at the bench, saving their time out for period 2 perhaps. Here comes Kruger, over to Matthews, back over to Wilson. Tries to go to the crease, 3 seconds left. Nations with the shot, rink wide, and it just misses the net as the time runs out. And it is 2-1 Northman in a back and forth action game here for game 2. Northman 2, Six Nations 1. We'll see you back here in about 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Good evening and welcome back to the second period here of Game 2, where your Orangeville Northmen have a 2-1 lead over the visiting Six Nation Arrows in the quarterfinals of the Ontario Junior A Lacrosse League. Around the league tonight, we've got some scores for you. The Oakville Buzz have Game 2 in hand at 3-1 against the Kitchener Kodiaks. Just the two games here tonight being broadcasted. So we'll keep you up to date on those scores. And now we have, it looks like Berman in the middle. Or excuse me, no, that's his cousin, Campbell. And the Northmen look like they pull it back up as Campbell and Costigan connect again off the dot. Berman waits for the offensive prowess to come out the front door, and he gets it off to Matthews. Matthews down to Kruger. Kruger on the near side. He's got some room underneath. He's going to stab at it. Kruger goes. And a beautiful goal, top shelf. However, he dove through the crease, and it looks like perhaps the goaltender, Redlick, maybe got the worst of the collision. And we're going to have to stop play here for a couple of minutes as the floor is soaked after Kruger dove through the crease. He did put it behind Redlick. However, the referee with the better angle down there saw Kruger go into the crease, so it will be no goal 23 seconds into the second period. Cameraman Jim surveying the floor here. A pretty good turnout here tonight at the Tony Rose Memorial Sports Complex, as most of the stands are filled, and it looks like cameraman Jim is scanning the coach's corner there for perhaps someone who had some ill words against our broadcast last night, but we'll keep you posted on that. And it looks like Tyden Redlick is no worse for wear, and he'll stay in the net. Six Nations with their first chance of the period. Martin up top to Rivera. Now Bomberry with it. An illegal pick there by Lickers on Berman, and it'll be Northman ball. Shabbat with it now. He doesn't want to pass through a six, so he finds a lane, shoots one off the leg, and that'll go out of bounds, and it should still be Northman ball, and it is. Both referees, or all three referees, excuse me, agreeing that it was off the pad of Redlick and out, so it'll be Northman ball. Sanderson with a one-on-one opportunity here. He's going to look to go underneath, or no, over top this time. And now Sanderson with an open shot. He puts it right into the middle of the net, and that's easily saved by Redlick as he looks sharp as ever after the collision with Kruger. Now John Hill with it. He's got an opportunity against Campbell here. A big pick there by Hamill as he tries to go underneath, but Sean Costigan has it. A beautiful pass to the crease there by Hamill. And I believe he found Chase Kogan, as the August Duty Free will show us here. It looks like if you watch the far side crease here, arguably a moving pick and just a streaking Kogan on the back end, and he just actually did a nice job of clutching it and waiting for Cole Downey to overcommit, and he just popped over the top of him to knot this game up at 2. Well, low scoring first period and a quick goal here in the second period. Maybe we'll have a rapid fire of goals like we did last night in the second frame. Rivera. He carries across the top. He's looking for a pick and roll and nothing going there. Lickers now. Comes over the top. Gets it down to Martin. Martin finds another crease man. Rivera. And as he jumps in the crease, Cole Downey gives him the business. And a big outside shot. That's blocked again by the Northmen's Hanson Ron. And now some extracurriculars as Rivera was probably upset with the face wash in the crease by Downey, and it looks like they're taking both players off the floor as I didn't see what happened there, but Rivera, I guess, took a liberty, and I guess Campbell took exception, and both of them will feel shame for 2 minutes. And cameraman Jim is signaling to me that it's actually 3-3, the score. Is that correct, Jim? Oh, excuse me. The out-of-town scoreboard is 3-3. As cameraman Jim is on it in several ways. I'm looking at the scoreboard confused as it says 2-2. I believe that is correct, and we'll continue on with that. I apologize to the people at home, as I am not as smart as cameraman Jim, obviously. And we'll continue broadcasting here. As it looks like it'll be a 4-on-4 matchup, which is always fun to watch. Lots of room out there offensively. Tough to defend. Advantage to the offense for sure here, 4-on-4. Matthews comes across. He shoots on the run, but a great stick there by Kenny Porter. Knocked it right out of his hands, but it was right in his stick, and that negated the shot from Matthews. And now the Six Nations Arrows will have their chance to score. Hamill. Down to John Hill. John Hill comes up. Sends it across to Kogan. Back into Hamill on a streak. Tries to go backside to John Hill, but that didn't go, and it bounces around behind the net. And Sanderson, don't see him on defense much, but he comes up on the fast break. Now he comes over the top. He's got room. He shoots. And that's saved there by Redlick. And back into the corner where Thompson picks up the offensive rebound. Now the offense will come out 4-on-4 as Thompson carries across the top. He gets it down there to Kruger. Kruger looking to work one-on-one here. He gets a little step, gets it back out. Thompson with the shot, and that just misses short side. Thompson better be careful there as there's man streaking, and the Northmen cover that. Thompson with a shot, that's off the foot of Redlick, and now Shabbat picks up the loose ball and gets it back out to Thompson, and the Northmen will get a reset. Thompson needs to get rid of it. He does to Matthews, and now across to Kruger. Kruger goes to work now. Gets a seal from Shirtliff, and now it's over to Matthews. Matthews back to Kruger. Kruger with around a screen, and that looked like it had a chance, but Redlick got a piece of it, and it looks like a loose ball check there by Keen Perre, whose name I'm pronouncing correct for the first time in 2 games. And that's a shot by Kruger from the outside. Offensive rebound by Jennings. He can't get to it as it's through the crease. Contested here, and now Six Nations comes up with it, and they trot it up to halfway. Lickers on the near side. Lickers looking to go one-on-one. He comes across the top. Lickers back underneath. Lickers comes across the top again. He's looking to pass. He does. Down to Bomberry, I believe. Bomberry shoots, or excuse me, Jimerson. And now a loose ball over the floor, and that is off the goaltender, so it is not over and back. Six Nations faithful looking for calls. Martin with it. He's shooting over the crowd, and that's again blocked by the Northern defense. Berman looking for a loose ball. He picks it up one-handed, and he's going to look to run it out. He scoops it up there to Ron as he's off to the races. Ron with a man coming out of the box, but he decides to pull up and pull out. Here comes Shabbat. Shabbat playing both ends of the floor tonight. Wilson with it now. He swims his man and gets it out to Kruger. Kruger has it. He comes across the top, a little space, but he puts it over there to Matthews, who's looking to shoot, stay hot, shoot to get hot, shoot to stay hot, Matthews says. And Six Nations have an advantage here, and a check from behind. That'll be probably a 4-minute as it goes right into Cole Downey. But that is a big check from behind as Cole Downey looks to be in some duress here on the floor on his back. As it looks like he was taken out pretty hard in Cole Downey, and that is some cause for concern as he has been the backbone of the Northmen here in the playoffs in the first game and all year really. And looks like he is struggling, and that is not good news for the Orangeville Northmen. You can see on the replay here, Akwesasne duty free, and it looks like Messier just cross-checks the man from behind right into his own goaltender. And this is not great news for the Orangeville Northmen, folks. We all hope Downey is okay, but it looks like he is struggling. Longtime trainer Mary Lalonde out there trying to talk to Cole Downey, and Cole Downey on his feet, which is great. I'm hoping he was just winded or something, and it looks like Cole Downey is favoring that right leg, and hopefully that young man can continue to backstop for the Northmen with safety and feel half decent. It looks like he's shaking it off. Oh, to be young again. Sometimes I wake up with my head in a different position and I can't walk for a week, so it must feel good to be 18 again. Surprisingly, just a 2-minute from behind there, as it looked like it maybe would have been a double, but the referees have let a few things go here in tonight's game, so they decide 2 minutes is enough. Six Nations power play back to work here as John Hill and Jimerson play catch. John Hill now gets to the behind the net. Watch out for the dunk. Back out to John Hill. John Hill out to Jimerson. Jimerson shoots, and that's saved by Downey. And Downey looks no worse for wear as he gets up fine, and glad to see that that young man is okay. I'm sure his grandparents in Shelburne are watching with concern, but it looks like that young man of yours is just fine. Northmen looking to kill 30 seconds here. Kruger now with it. He's going to shoot on the run from the wrong side, and that's a save up into the screening, and that'll be a reset for the Northmen as they get another 30 to kill with this penalty. Sanderson carries now lazily up the near side. He comes across. No shot yet because they want to kill that 30. Kruger with it. It looks like a behind the cross check from behind on Gadanodi Martin. If I said that correct, I hope, but I probably didn't, and I apologize. Sanderson underneath, and he just wasn't able to get it off in time, although it did end up in the net. And now it'll be 4-on-4 for 36 seconds. Akwesasne duty-free replay shows Sanderson come across here, passes it off, and then as he's coming back across the floor here, a high stick right into the ear of Sanderson. Not the tallest man, so I understand the frustration of Six Nations, but you can't do that, folks. You can't get it up into the ear hole of a guy on the cross check. So again, the Six Nations arrows are trying to find answers here to stay out of the box. 4-on-4 action. Jennings over to Sanderson. Kruger trying to come across for an east-west pick. He gets there, but Sanderson trips up, and it looks like an illegal pick is called, so it'll be Six Nations ball. Six Nations with a shot clock to get a shot and collect it back to kill a penalty, but they'll be able to go 4-on-4 here. Lickers passes across to Rivera. Back to Lickers now. Lickers looking for an opportunity here. He doesn't find one. He gets to his wrong side. Good defense there by Shabbat. Shabbat again on Lickers. Lickers trying to dive, but he passes back across, and that'll be it for the shot clock, and the Northmen will head to the power play. Captain Messier with it. He carries over half and gets it into the hands of Max Kruger, as it looks like he is, or excuse me, nope, it'll be Wilson at the top here, as he is known as a good passer. He'll play catch back and forth with Jennings, and now Kruger comes across top to Jennings. Jennings shoots a nice little short side high, but that's answered by Redlick. Northmen with an offensive rebound, and that'll reset the 30. Back up to Kruger. Kruger plays catch with Matthews, and he shoots. And that's easily saved by Redlick, as Six Nations will have a little over 30 seconds to kill off on the penalty, and if they're successful, it looks like it'll be back to 5-on-5. Martin with it. A too many men call from the Orangeville coaches, but to no avail of the referees. Martin with it now. Huge outside shot there. That goes wide, and that will not be a okay over and back as it didn't hit anything, goalie or net. And the Northmen will have 5 seconds on the power play. They'll probably elect to hold, so there's no fast break. And something happened behind the play as referee Wilson says it looks like another Six Nations minor penalty for slashing. This time to Tall Chief, it looks like, as he goes off into the sin bin, and it'll be yet another power play for the Orangeville Northmen. Looks like the referees have established that you can't get away with much behind the play, but it is happening on both sides. Seems to be that Six Nations is getting caught a little bit more, but as we go, Matthews tries to get one quick, so they still have the 2-minute penalty, but now it'll just be 5-on-4. Good idea from the coaching staff there to try to get one in the first 5 seconds, so they had another 5-on-4 after the 5-on-3 for a short while. Six Nations looking to kill yet again in the second period. Hamill with it. He exchanges over to Becker. Or excuse me, not Becker. Jimerson. And the shot clock will run out for the Six Nations Arrows. And right away, Wilson gets it, and he's going to pull it out wisely as they have the man advantage, and they're going to look to set something up. Matthews back to quarterback the power play, or excuse me, Kruger back to quarterback the power play. 15 seconds remain on the shot clock. Matthews to Kruger. Down to the crease to Jennings. Back up to Matthews. And now Kruger shoots, and he gets interrupted by a good defensive stick by Six Nations, and the Orangeville Northmen find an offensive rebound and get a reset. And apparently there was someone who ran through the crease, so it'll be Six Nations ball. Six Nations with about 45 seconds left in their penalty, looking to kill 30 seconds here. On the far side now with Bomberry. Bomberry crosses to John Hill. John Hill down to the corner to Martin. Martin shoots, and that's why. A very hard loose ball scrap as Captain Messier comes out with it. He'll gain the floor with plenty of time. Off to Matthews now as the Orangeville offense goes back to work. Kruger down to Sanderson. Sanderson back up to Kruger. Matthews with it now on the far side. Kruger now. Gonna go quick here, and a nice quick stick there, but a great save there by Tyden Redlick. A beautiful quick stick that Tyden Redlick had to be quick and sell out for, and he was all there all the way to keep this thing knotted up at 2. Only 1 goal scored here in the first half of the second period. A tight defensive battle with 2 goalies playing very well. Lickers now with it. He shoots from the outside, and he scores! An outside bounce shot on the stick side of Downey finds its way into the twine, and Six Nations have the lead again, 3-2. Here comes the Akwesasne duty free, and as you can see, a well-placed shot there by Lickers, wide open, just above the dotted line, and he makes no mistake. And it looks like we'll have a water break here for the goaltenders. Well, we'll check the out-of-town scoreboard here. And it looks like the Kitchener Kodiaks have come back on the Oakville Buzz, and the score is now 6-4, Kitchener. Kitchener with some bizarre coaching woes here in the recent weeks. I don't know much about it, so I won't speak on it, but it's got to be hard for those players to get used to a new coaching staff, I believe, from Cambridge have come up to help out, and a good friend of mine, Kevin Fines, I believe, is involved in that as well. Kevin and I played in Barrie for a year and lived together, and I got to tell you, the guy's a bit of a beauty. Don't mind Kevin Fines at all. Great kid. And his son is doing an outstanding job for the Beaches this year. Northmen win the faceoff, but it goes right to the stick of a very quick Rivera, and now Brennan has it as he exchanged it, and that's ill received there by Kogan, and it goes right into the stick of the Northmen again. Captain Messier looking to pass it off. He does to Berman. Berman takes care of the ball at the top and gets it off to Costigan. Costigan now to Matthews, as 26 likes to have the ball in his stick on the far side. Matthews over to Wilson. Wilson with some room. He passes back over to the left side to Matthews. Matthews underneath. Matthews shoots, and that's right into the breadbasket of Bredley. Both goalies playing very well. Both goalies been interfered with and up slowly, but remain in the game as they're battling hard for their teams. And a 3-2 match in favor of Six Nations here as Lickers tries to find his second of the game. Lickers will shoot again, and that's right into the breadbasket of Downey. Downey up. And an ill pass there to Berman as it goes right back into the Six Nations stick of Cortez. And an over-the-head check was missed by Berman, and the Six Nations faithful are looking for a call of their own. Martin with it. Martin again played defense last night, but is on the offensive side of things now. He gets it up to John Hill. John Hill. Over to Jimerson, who shoots the ball, and Downey saves that. A big pass up there to Noble as he is able to leg it out and chase it down. Noble down to Matthews as he comes all the way across the floor to his wrong side, and he dumps it back off to Sanderson. Sanderson looking to make something happen. Sanderson goes underneath. Looks at Kruger in the middle, but he doesn't get there. Good defense there by the Nations. Sanderson shoots, but that's blocked, and now the Nations are off to the races. That'll be an over and back penalty as Cole Downey wisely stays in his net as Tall Chief was there quickly with his hot pink shoes. Tall Chief passes it off, and now it comes back to the near side to Lickers. Lickers, great feed on him. He tries to go one-on-one, but gets it off to John Hill. John Hill to the far side now to Kogan, and Kogan gets it back to John Hill. A nice streaking bomb berry, and he gets a great shot off, and Downey had to be sharp on that. Nations with a shot there, and trickles through Downey's legs, but to the side of the net, luckily, and the Orangeville netminder will shovel it off to the Captain Messier, and he'll get it over the floor in 8 seconds or less. Miller with it. He's looking for someone to give it to, and he gives it to Thompson in the far side corner, and that's back up to Matthews now. Back to Thompson. Thompson engaging now. Over to Kruger. Back to Thompson. Thompson's going to shoot, and that was blocked again, and a nice little shovel pass to Becker, and Becker's all alone. He shoots and just misses the net, or excuse me, a save is made by Downey, so the over and back is negated, and now the Six Nations Arrows will go back to work. John Hill. Kogan now. He shoots, and that's gobbled up by Downey. And now an undisciplined slash by Sean Costigan way behind the play on Chase Kogan, and you got to believe that after all the penalties that Six Nations has received, that they're looking to even it up here, and Sean Costigan made it a no-doubter for the referees to call him on a slash behind the play. And there's some choice words from the Six Nations bench for Mr. Costigan as he heads to the box for 2 or less. Looks like Six Nations will quarterback by Jimerson here as he takes the ball at the center dot. As Tyden Redlick saunters on back to his goal. Oh, and it looks like a 4-minute penalty to Sean Costigan for the slash. And now the Six Nations Arrows will try to go to work on their power play. John Hill up to Jimerson. Over to Rivera. He can't handle it. And now streaking Shabbat goes beyond that, takes them, and this is good for, possibly good for the Orangeville Northmen, as they're almost the entire offense of the Six Nations Arrows had to run back on defense and maybe have tired them out for their offensive stretch here. Just over 3 remaining in the penalty. Set up by Jimerson. Jimerson to Cogan and back to John Hill. Jimerson, he looks to shoot. Backhand to Hill, or excuse me, Cogan. Cogan up to Jimerson. Shot by Jimerson. That goes wide right into Bishop Berman's stick, and he's looking to get up the floor in 8 seconds or less, and Martin's got good pressure on him, but Berman was able to gain center. He gets it off quickly to Matthews, and he gets off as he has tired legs. Matthews carries to the center floor. He comes back down the side, gets it to Jennings. Jennings, tries to catch a streaking Matthews, but the sticks of the Six Nations defense have been very good, and that Grayson Sky put it on display there as he settles in the corner and waits for the offense to come on. Hamill with it. Hamill down to the corner to Lickers. Back up to Hamill. Hamill to John Hill. John Hill's going to shoot, and that's off the leg of Downey. Offensive rebound gathered by Hamill. John Hill with it again. John Hill plays catch with Bomberry. Bomberry back to John Hill. Back to Bomberry shoots a one-timer, and sliding Downey is there in time for the save to keep it out of the net. And another errant pass by the Northern defense put it right back into the hands of the Six Nation Arrows. And Coach Kruger puts both hands on his head as he can't believe it. Martin to Cogan. Cogan with a little upset there. John Hill comes across the top. He may be looking to shoot, and he does. He shoots, but that's right into Downey's chest pad, and he'll give it up to Berman as Berman will leg it over half. He'll probably dish it off to Sanderson here, and he does. Sanderson carries to center. He's going to have to come off as he played offense and defense. Matthews with it now. Lost energy in his legs. Thompson with it in the far corner. Looking at the double team. Looking to make something happen. Challenging the double team. He's going to shoot a worm burner, but that's gets blocked. And as the shot clock winds down, the Six Nations Arrows will have 1 minute remaining in their power play to try to make something happen. Bomberry. Now Hamill. Hamill again. Bomberry. Back up to Rivera. Crease shot. And he had the one-timer there, but he clutched it and allowed goaltender Downey to get back. And a beautiful effort there. A beautiful effort there by Shabbat, who took on 2 men, took a big hit, and tried to get a twister to go, and a great save by Redlick in order to give one last chance to Six Nations. Six Nations, a little bit of discrepancy where they've got about 2 more seconds on the shot clock than the penalty. They're going to have to be careful here if the Northmen regain possession off of a shot, but they're going to probably hold it while the Northmen get back into settle here, and they do. 5-on-5 action now. It's been a lot of penalties here in the second period, mostly to Six Nations, but they just had a 4-minute power play, and a nice quick stick there. A great feed by John Hill. Hamill with it now. And that trickles in somehow. As Downey made the initial save, and it just rattled around in the pads and found its way trickling across the line to give Six Nations a 2-goal lead, 4-2. Martin with it there, and he just goes short side. It kind of bounces off the pad, off the post, off the crossbar, and off the back of the leg of Downey. And Six Nations hit about 6 posts last night, and that post ended up going in instead of out. And now Six Nations has the largest lead they've had in the series so far. 4-2 it is, with 1 minute and 13 seconds remaining. So officially not a power play goal, but Six Nations cleans it up at the end of the 4-minute minor to the Orangeville Northmen, and a nice, clean face-off win there for the Arrows, and they're going to go back to work. Six Nations looking to widen the margin here. Hamill with it. Hamill's going to look across the floor, and it looks like an illegal pick there. And now referee D'Souza has the hand up, and it looks like a, not sure what that symbol is, maybe a unsportsmanlike penalty, as he throws out the arms to both sides horizontally. It looks like Mr. Hamill is guilty of an unsportsmanlike penalty. Not sure what was said or what was done, but once again, the Northmen will go back to the power play here for this several. That's not a word, not several. Several is not a word, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. But they've had multiple power plays here in the second period. And now they're going to try to narrow the margin to 1 and try to make it 4-3. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in tonight if you couldn't make it down to the game, as it is a rather good crowd here tonight on a Monday night here in Tony Rose. But if you're watching from the comfort of your home, we thank you so much for watching, and cameraman Jim and I would encourage you to come down to the rink next time we're in town. I know you like to listen to the silky sounds of Skip, but if you'd like to come down for a cold beer and take in some live lacrosse, that would be great too. Max Kruger sets it up for the Northmen here.
2 minutes, time of the penalty, 57 seconds.
Kruger with it. Back and forth with Jennings. Kruger, back to Jennings. Jennings will shoot, and that's easily saved there by Redlick. Pressure by the Northmen, trying to get the 8-second violation, but that is run by Harding very well. And now into the hands of Jimerson. Jimerson pops it up to Coates, or excuse me, Cogan. Martin with it now. Back up to Cogan. Cogan comes across. Martin with it. He's going to shoot. And a great save there by Downey, and that's picked up by Dylan Sanderson. And wisely, and remember, they didn't call timeout at the end of the first period, so the Northmen used that wise choice to try to take advantage and set a play up. Looks like Coach Bruce Codd will draw something up for the power play here. Not sure if they're going to take Downey out of the net and go 6-on-4. He is heading, but so is Redlick. So it could be just a water break, or Downey may come to the bench. Looks like Downey is staying on the floor and just getting a sip. As the Northern Bullboys clean up the slick spots in front of the Six Nations goal. 1:16 remaining in the Six Nations penalty. So the Northmen will start the third period with approximately a minute remaining in the power play, unless they score here in the last 12.4 seconds of the second period to try to shorten the lead to 1. A tight checking game here all night, and it looks like the Northmen will elect to keep Downey in net, as they already have the man advantage, and they're going to draw up a special play here. And now they can possibly go for a quick hitter and hopefully get an offensive rebound and go for a second if the first one doesn't work. Less than 10 on the game clock. Kruger with it. Kruger over to Jennings. Jennings shoots, and that goes short side wide, and that'll be it for the second period. And a late cross check there by Brennan, but nothing going there. So the Northmen will end up with a 1 minute and 4 second power play coming in to the third period. As we finish 2, it is now Six Nations 4, Orangeville Northmen 2. We'll see you back here, folks, in 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Good evening and welcome back for the third period here tonight in Orangeville, where your Northmen are down 2 goals to the Six Nation Arrows in Game 2 of the Junior A quarterfinals. Northmen start the period off with a minute 4 power play, and the ever-important face-off here as Cooper Campbell tries to win one for his team, and he wins it back clean, but it's right into the stick of a Six Nations player. And he's going to look to charge to the net shorthanded. He shoots, and that's saved by Downey. Downey with it now as he dumps it off to Costigan. He's going to have to watch out as he's being pressured well by the defensive efforts of Brennan. And now the Northmen settle in, and they'll have one shot at this, it looks like, as the shot clock runs to 10 and only 30 seconds left in the penalty. Kruger now. He's going to shoot. No, he's going to pass to Sanderson. Sanderson around the top. He's got to shoot now, and that's it for the shot clock. You got to hate to see that on a power play to let the shot clock run down, but now the Six Nations Arrows will probably just look to kill the rest of this penalty off and get to even strength, 5-on-5, as we get started here in the third period. Rivera with it on the near side. He comes across the top. John Hill. Cogan dumps it off to Rivera. Rivera will shoot. Worm burner to the short side, but that's gobbled up by the stick of Downey. Shabbat carries it up and over. 5-on-5, he'll stay in play. Matthews with it now. Looking for his hat-trick goal. Sanderson to Matthews. Matthews tried to quick stick it, but he slips on a wet spot. And now that's picked up by Cortez. And Matthews will give him some soft pressure as Cortez makes it across in 8 seconds or less. Jimerson with it now. Chin strap undone. John Hill with it. John Hill on the far side working with Lickers, but that goes past Lickers as he wasn't ready for it, and it'll be Northman ball with 30 seconds in the offensive end. Evan Miller picks it up. Looks like he'll stay in play. Strong left side here as Thompson tries to go to work. He gets it over top to Wilson. Wilson working with Shirtliff. Shirtliff, good pick there. Wilson across. Thompson now. Ball pops out of his stick, and that goes right to the Six Nations defender, Scott. Cogan with it. Cogan passes off to Rivera, back to Cogan. They're going to look for a 2-man game here. Over to John Hill. John Hill gets it down to the corner. Six Nations, nice pass there to Rivera, but couldn't gather it. And 5 seconds left. Arrows will shoot, but that's high and wide, and now it'll be Northman ball as it goes into the bench with 2 seconds on the shot clock. 2.5 minutes in, and it looks like there'll be a stoppage of play. Not sure why, but it looks like the ball had to start a little bit further back, and now Sanderson will make his way down as he passes over to Jennings. Jennings gears across top, back to Sanderson. Sanderson looking to go underneath. Little room there, he curls back up top. He's gonna shoot around no he's not, he's gonna pass over to Matthews. Now Matthews is looking over the pile. Kruger now with it, he's got 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Kruger gets to the middle and he shoots and scores! And a great big goal by Max Kruger to bring the Northmen within 1 of the Six Nation Arrows as he finds a little bit of room and he sidesteps his way in to hammer it far side. So the Augustine duty-free replay shows Max here, and looks like and he just a little stutter step there to get his defenseman to stop his feet, and then just shuffles laterally and just gets his stick nice and high and gets over top of the left shoulder of Tyden Redlick. And now we are back to a 1-goal game, folks. Less than 3 minutes in, and the Northmen have cut the lead to 1. 4-3 Arrows as the young men from the Northern bench come and clean up the crease. And I know I've been saying it a lot, folks, but the dot is where things happen here and things get started here as Perret and Campbell battle here for possession. A clean win by Campbell, but Perry picks it up on the one bounce, and Porter now stings it in there, but that's ill received. And Cotes with a backhand, and that's right into the stick of Downey. Downey had to be sharp there as the Six Nation Arrows offensive player had a really nice one-motion backhand off the rebound off the boards. Thompson now with it. He comes over the top. He gets it over to Shirtliff, who gets tied up there, gets his own rebound, tries to go over the top like Kruger did, and gets run into the end boards, and it'll be Six Nations ball. Porter carries over half. He gets it off to Jimerson. Jimerson carries. Jimerson across the top. Over to John Hill. John Hill gets it down to his counterpart. Now the Northmen, no call there. And the Northmen run the floor. Dash Adams gets it off to Nolan Sanderson, who's looking to run to space. He shovels it off to Jennings. Jennings with it now. Gets it up to Thompson. Thompson's going to shoot from the outside, and that's off the hand of Redlick. A nice outlet pass there, but that is not caught by Matt Hamill, but he's able to gain the rebound off the boards. And a little confusion with the hidden ball trick there with Bomberry and Hamill, but Bomberry scoops it up and they'll go back to work. Kogan with it now on the near side. Kogan carries. He's going to shoot around the screen, and he had the right bottom corner picked, but that missed the net. 1 second left on the shot clock, and it'll just go into the corner. And even though there's, and a late penalty there to the captain Messier as the Northmen had possession. And you got to believe that the Northman bench is not very happy with that decision by the captain, or perhaps not very happy with the call, as it wasn't a very brutal slash, but it was a slash. It was called, and the Six Nations Arrows will look to increase their lead back to 2 here on their power play.
Number 16, Alex Messier. 2 minutes, 5th ball foul.
Kogan with it at the top. John Hill, back to Rivera. They got the cycle going on the strong side. Jimerson at the top now. Back to John Hill. John Hill looking to pass. He gets it down to the corner. And now the corner cross crease, and that's picked off by Campbell. Campbell running into trouble. He's going to have to get around the net. He does. He's going to be in trouble here, and a good stick by the press of Six Nations Hamill as he gathers it up, and they'll be able to go back to work in short time. Jimerson now. Gets it up to Martin. Martin over to John Hill, and he gets it into the corner. John Hill back up to Martin. Martin shoots off the post and in. A nice underhand shot by Martin. Goes short side, low post and in. And not much any goaltender can do with that shot, as that was pretty fine. August Austin duty free. Replay here. Don't know why Max Kruger's on the screen, but anyway, it goes back up to Martin, and Martin just shows that under, not low, but a beautiful low to high shot, short side, and you got to believe that's a goal in any league, folks. What a beautiful goal that was by him. Now Tall Chief will try to battle against Cooper Campbell in the face-off, but Cooper was a little quick on the whistle there and jumped a little bit, and it'll be Six Nations ball as they look to continue the roll they're on here with their latest goal. A 2-goal gap. Six Nations 5, Northmen 3. John Hill with it now. He carries. He's had the ball all night. He tries to shoot one into. And it looks like a through the crease call on Bomberry, and now there was something behind the play. It looks like Dylan Sanderson is down and not feeling very good. He's clutching his stomach. I'm not sure what happened there. I didn't see it. I was looking at the play at the Orangeville net. But it looks like the Six Nation Arrows will head back to the penalty box here with 14:04 remaining in the third period. Sorry, folks, I wasn't able to see what happened. We'll have to wait for cameraman Jim's brother to announce something over there in the box. He's the bald guy there with the microphone. I would like to let everyone know that Andrew Suter texted me earlier today to apologize for his lewd comments last night on the broadcast. He actually said we're doing quite well, so we appreciate that, Andrew, but you have to do more for me to prove yourself. Looks like the referees are sorting out the call, and oh wow, it looks like John Hill's gonna get the gate here as he's being tossed, and that's quite a shot to the Six Nations offense as he is getting a 5-minute major and a game misconduct. I'm wondering now with Sanderson going down and clutching his guts that perhaps 5-minute dead ball foul and a game misconduct, says cameraman Jim's brother Ryan across the floor. I'm wondering if it was a spear or a butt end. I didn't see it, and I'm not sure what it was, but it was bad enough in the referee's eyes to give him a 5-minute misconduct and a game. But here come the Northmen with a great opportunity to try to get 2 on a 5-minute penalty. Sanderson with it now in the corner. He gets it back up to Kruger. Northmen going with a dice look. 2 men in the middle. Sanderson back up to Kruger. Kruger looking to shoot. No, backhand to Sanderson. Sanderson shoots, and that's off the pads of Redlick. And Sanderson with a great stick check on the bottom hand of Harding, who shakes it off. And now the Northmen get to go again. Kruger. Over to Matthews, back to Kruger. Matthews with it now. He's going underneath. He shoots. And that doesn't plinko in, as Redlick has to make 2 really good saves early in this power play. Porter with it now. He gets it over the forward. Or excuse me, over half. Now Cogan with it. Cogan electing to just stay on the sideboards there and kill as much as this 5-minute penalty off as he can. Arrows looking to, and a great shot there by Cogan. Long distance, but my goodness, right off the left-hand shoulder of Downey. And Downey with some fancy footwork there in the corner, looking to show everyone that his knee is okay after the collision in the second period. And with 3 minutes and 30 seconds, the Northmen go back to work. Kruger with it now. Over to Jennings. Jennings down to Matthews. Motion now in the offense. Matthews looking to shoot. He's gonna. And that's a low to high that's saved by the left-hand shoulder of Tyden Redlick. Six Nations now. And a great break up there by Max Kruger. But it goes back into the hands of Six Nations. And that's Tall Chief doing a great job low in the corner. Lickers with it now. He hands it off to Rivera. Rivera coming across the top on a good pick. Rivera looking to go underneath, looking to bully his way in, but he can't get there. Rivera, stick high, looking to pass. He does. That's the Lickers. That's off the Northern goaltender, and it's right into the hands of Six Nations as they collect an offensive rebound and get another 30-second kill, plus a delayed penalty, says referee D'Souza. I believe that penalty is going to be on Dash Adams. I don't know for what, but it looked like he was in the mix there. Dash Adams on the ball now. Hamill comes out. He's got no time left on the shot clock. He shoots, and a great save by Downey, and a reset here, and that won't be the end of the delayed penalty, folks, as that's an offensive rebound. Very important here in lacrosse to get those offensive rebounds, and they'll be able to have another free one as the penalty ticks down under 2 minutes. So we'll have some 4-on-4 action here, most likely, with possibly a Six Nations power play to boot. I'm wondering why that's not over and back. Maybe because it's off an Orangeville player, perhaps. And with 1:43 remaining in the Six Nations penalty, the Northmen will have a penalty of their own for 2 minutes or to Dash Adams. Akwesasne duty free coming up here, and Dash Adams with that. It can't be that slash that got the penalty. It must have been something there that cameraman Jim just wasn't able to catch there in the frame, as he is not very happy with himself, ladies and gentlemen, although he's doing a great job. And now 4-on-4 action. We've had lots of this here, especially in the second period tonight. Kogan gets it across the floor. Lickards, a missed pass there. And it looked like, I'm not sure what that call is, clapping your hands together. However, perhaps he had a hand on the ball or something, and cameraman Jim agrees, so I appreciate that, as he knows the rules better than I do. Matthews with it now. 4-on-4 for another 1:20. Matthews comes across the top. He likes to shoot on the run. He does, and a great toe save there by Redlick, as that was painted for the bottom left corner. A great offensive rebound by Matthews, as he's looking for his hat trick. Sanderson with it now. Sanderson shoots, and that's off the gut of Tyden Redlick. Cortez with it. More 4-on-4 action here for another 45 seconds. Jemerson carries. Watched closely there by Shabbat. Jemerson with some room, and he rings the inside of the post, and that goes out behind Downey, and the Northmen get lucky there with another close miss by Six Nations. Berman off to Kruger. Kruger's gonna shoot. He does, and that gets over, or underneath, excuse me, of Redlick. And the Northmen have found themselves within one goal yet again tonight, as it is 5-4. Six Nations. Kruger here, he's probably looking to get a possession, but he's just, anytime you get around that dotted line with a free look, you're going to take it. And you can see young Max Kruger very fired up with that goal, as he's been looking for one all night. And finally, he's able to find one underneath the body of Tyden Redlick. Well, here we are again, folks. Another close game down to the wire as we reach the 10-minute and 30-second mark of the game, of the third period, excuse me, and 4-on-4 action for another 26 seconds as both teams looking to score the next goal. And it'll all start here with Perret and Campbell on the faceoff dot. Three young Northmen players doing a great job there, mopping up the floor. And once sounds like Parker Thompson's on the chat there, and I chatted with him on Snapchat earlier today, and he's watching from Akwesasne. We appreciate that, Parker, and we hope that you've sorted out that terrible breath disease that you have. Harding with it.
Assisted by number 7, Bishop Berman, attacking the goal, 9:30. Kruger for Berman.
Rivera carries. He's looking to go underneath on Campbell, but Campbell dishes it away. Jemerson with it now. Jemerson looking to go underneath. He's got some space, and a great save there by Downey, as Jemerson had the far side painted with that shot. Rivera with the offensive rebound, and Six Nations will get to reset and go again. Jemerson. Back to the far side. Back to Rivera. Rivera's got to look here. He goes to the far side, but another chicken wing save there by Downey. And unfortunately, Sean Costigan can't scoop up the rebound there, as he had to jump for it. Came out of his stick, and it's a reset for the Arrows. Jemerson now. Strong right side here. Rivera. He carries a nice quick shot there, and that ends up in the leg pad of Downey. And now Campbell will carry it over half uncontested. Jennings with it now. Jennings over to Sanderson. Back over to Kruger. Kruger inside to Shirtliff. Shirtliff, far side, short side, scores! And a beautiful streaking job by Shirtliff. And a tough pass into the middle by Kruger. He gathers that and has the wherewithal to go far side, short side. A beautiful finish here by Shirtliff. A great pick and roll from the top, classic. And he just gets that off before he steps in the crease. And a beautiful far side, short side finish by Shirtliff to tie this game up to 5. And with 8:14 left in the third period, we are all squared up at 5, folks. And we have ourselves a bit of a barn burner here today as Perret and Campbell square up at the dot again. Perry's had the better of Campbell so far, and he is the better man again today, or excuse me, right now. Although it is loose, and the Northmen seem to come up with it, and they do. Ron with it. He's got to be careful at the half. Ron looking over his shoulder, making sure no one's coming from behind, and he gets it over to Berman, and the Northmen are settled in, and they'll go back to work. Sanderson carries now, looking in the middle. He's going to shoot. No, he's not. He's going to pull it back out and give it to Matthews. Matthews down to Shabbat. Shabbat playing some offense. He shoots, and that's off the pads of Redlick. Six Nations with control now. Tall Chief gets it off to Cortez. Cortez carries from the near side. Off to Bomberry. Bomberry carries down the lane. He's looking to do something with Cortez. He comes across the top looking for an exchange, but he's not there. Bomberry's going to shoot from his wrong side. That's behind the net and on the back of the meshing. And you can't reach in the crease like that, so the referee blows it down. It'll be Northman ball. Sean Costigan coming up to half. He gets it off to Nolan Sanderson. Sanderson down to Jennings. Jennings finds Thompson coming in late, and Thompson gets it over to Kruger. Kruger looking to capitalize on what he's got going here, and he shoots with someone all over him. He gets the shot off, but Redlick is there to make the save, and now the Six Nations Arrows are back to work. Kogan. Out to Jimerson, back to Kogan. Kogan flashes down the lane, up to Jimerson. He's not ready for it. And now the Northmen are off to the races as Ron goes to it. He's going to shoot, and that's right into the breadbasket of Redlick. And now the Northmen tired group who've just been played defense are going to have to get off, and they're going to have to get some fresh legs out the back door. Rivera carries on the near side. Rivera naked on the crease was Grayson Sky, but they weren't able to get him the ball. Berman now from the defensive end. Berman's going to carry up, get it off to Kruger, and he'll stay in play. Kruger looking to go one-on-one. Kruger, great pick there by Costigan. Comes over to Berman, back up to Kruger. Kruger looking for some space. Trying to get over top there. Brennan, it doesn't. Goes right to the stick of Sanderson, who tries to toe drag there, and he'll get it out and into the corner as the Six Nation Arrows defense did a great job there to stifle the Northern offense. Kogan now with it. He gets it over to Martin. Over to Lickers. Far side. And another bouncing ball there in behind Downey, but he finds it, and the Northmen get away over the floor. Over the half, excuse me. Matthews. Across the Shirtlift, back to Matthews. Matthews with it now, trying to go the lane. He's doubled. He gets out of it with his legs. Up to, and a nice bounce shot from distance there by Shirtlift, but that's gobbled up by Tyden Redlick. And now Jimerson will carry to the near side. Berman looking at him closely. Bomberry back to Jimerson. Jimerson versus Berman. Berman switches to Kogan. Gets a nice stick on there, so Kogan's pass goes off the crossbar and out of bounds, so it'll be a nice 30-second reset for the Arrows. Less than 5 minutes remaining now in the game, 5-5. Jimerson across to Martin. Martin carries. He gets it out top, and a nice look there, but unable to gather it there with Sky. And the Arrows get it back with 15 remaining. A shot and goal from Eric Martin there puts Six Nations Arrows back on top by a goal, 6-5. So a missed pass to start. They gather it again. Shot clock winding down. At just a great seal there by Grayson Sky to open up the shooter. And he gets on an uncontested shot from distance, and that ends up beating Downey to make it 6-5, Six Nation Arrows. Looks like they're bringing out Keen Perre again against Cooper Campbell, as he's had a lot of success against Campbell in the dot here. Campbell looking to win this for his team, a very important face-off here in the dying minutes of the third period. He pops it back, but goes right to the Six Nations D, but that goes back to Captain Messier, and now the Northmen will have possession. Northmen looking to get it over in 8 seconds or less, and they do with Kruger. Kruger carries. One-on-one with Harding now. Kruger across the top, rolls back underneath, back up to Jennings. Jennings, quick shot, and that's saved high by Redlick. Six Nations back with it now. That's Tall Chief with it. Tall Chief runs it over the floor and gets it off to Rivera. Rivera with it now, waits for his offensive reinforcements to come out, and Bomberry will handle it and get it across the floor. Bomberry. Down to Rivera. Rivera across the floor. Hamill with it now. Hamill goes underneath. Little fake shovel pass by Hamill. Very neatly done up to Martin, but he keeps it and goes right across the top of the crease and the guts of the floor to beat Downey far side. Watch this little fake here. Watch Hamill with it. He's going to come underneath here, and he's going to fake this little shovel pass back out to Martin right there, and everyone bites on it, and that opens up the top of the crease, and he's able to flash across there and make a no-doubter far post and in, and now the Six Nations Arrows have regained a 2-goal lead, 7-5. A real slick play there by Hamill to gain some room for himself to avoid the slide coming from the off-ball side. And another floor wipe here, and as we'll check the out-of-town scoreboard here. And it looks like the OLA website is showing the Oakville Buzz and Kitchener Kodiaks 0-0. So I don't know what's going on there. They're a little bit behind in our score as well, but I realize that maybe the game is over now in Kitchener. And I've been told by cameraman Jim now that Oakville has won. Is that 2-0 for Oakville now? Cameraman Jim, he says yes, it is. Cooper Campbell with a successful face-off, and that's much needed here for the Northmen. Ron with it now. He hands it down to Costigan. Costigan comes across the top of the floor to the middle. He gets it over to Jennings, who snaps it down to Matthews. Matthews out to Kruger. Kruger streaking in. Northmen need a goal here. Kruger to Matthews. Matthews over to Wilson. Wilson shoots, and that's a good stick by the Six Nations defense, and now they're off to the races as Brennan will hold up and allow the offense to come out. Six Nations in no rush to get to the net as they have a comfortable 2-goal lead with just under 3 minutes remaining here in the third. Hamill. Down to the corner. Up to Jimerson. Jimerson to Kogan. Kogan now with it. Looking for something with Jimerson. Now he's going to shoot down the lane, and he's going to find the 5-hole of Downey. And the lead increases for the Six Nations Arrows. 8-5 as they have a 3-goal lead here late in the third. You can see Kogan trying to sort things out. The pick and roll doesn't really work, and he just kind of looking, and he got some room there, maybe a little too much room there by the Orangeville defense, and just took the lane and was able to find 5-hole, which has been closed really for almost 2 full games by Downey. And now the Northmen have a large mountain to climb, especially after losing the draw. The coaches of the Northern bench are screaming at their defensive players to get up there and press as they need the ball back very quickly. Rivera now. He gets it out to Kogan, and Kogan gets it to the far side. Looks like an illegal pick there by Six Nations, so now the Northmen will run it out. They need 3 goals in less than 2 minutes and 20 seconds, so the goaltender will come out. Dash Adams tries to roll it back to Matthews. A shot there. Matthews able to get enough of it to steer it wide of the empty net, and Miller picks it up off of the bench. Miller, nice little shovel pass to Matthews. Northmen have to go right away as they need 3. 2 minutes remaining in the game. Matthews with it. Great pass there by Sanderson, but he can't handle. Porter sends it back to Tall Chief as he tries to get to the middle of the net, and it looks like a game of giveaways here in the last couple of minutes. And as the Six Nations Arrows are worried about the 8-second clock, they just fire it down to the end, and the Northmen regain possession. Once again, Northmen have no time to waste. They're going to have to go right away. Matthews now. Matthews to Kruger. Back to Matthews. Someone's got to shoot the ball here. Matthews, backhand to Garen Jennings. Down to Kruger. Kruger face dodges, and a good stick there by the Six Nations defense to put that into the netting, and it looks like the Northmen are running out of time here in the third period. Six Nations with 3 late goals in the third to take a commanding 8-5 lead here with 1 minute remaining in the third period. And it looks like we'll be going back to Six Nations on Wednesday night, tied 1-1. Costigan with the interception. He'll run the floor. A shot has to be taken right this second if they have any hopes. And Sanderson goes far side, short side, but it looks like Tylen Redlick had his name. Costigan now shoots and scores. 43 seconds left. Never say never, folks. A couple of face-off wins and a couple of quick goals could tie this thing to force overtime, but chances are slim, but stranger things have happened. As Costigan does a good job here, as you can see, just finds that open floor, a little clutch there, and fires overhand far side on Redlick to get a goal here to shorten the lead to 2 with 43 seconds left. The Northmen may as well pull their goalie, as they are doing so right now, as they need to attack quick and often here to tie this game up to force overtime. Time not on the side of the Northmen. Cooper Campbell, big draw here. He traps it. He wins it to himself. Gets it right to Kruger. Kruger down to Sanderson. They got to go now. Sanderson carries. Gets it to Jennings. Over to Matthews. Over to Kruger. He shoots. And that's a great save there. And a great rebound there. Picked up by Costigan again, I believe it was. Yes, it was. And with 30 seconds left, the Northmen have brought it back within 1. 2 quick goals to change this game. And now things are happening here, folks. And like I said just a moment ago, stranger things have happened. And the Northmen are looking to overcome a 3-goal lead with 45 seconds left. And they have a full shot clock left here if Cooper Campbell can win this faceoff. Referees just reminding both coaches they each have a timeout left. And it looks like Tall Chief will try to get Cooper as Cooper finally gets the ball, and they're going to call timeout. And look at this, folks. As Cooper Campbell, right at the whistle, was thrown into the boards, and not sure that the Arrows will get a penalty here. They won't. It'll be 5-on-5 to finish the game here. And looky here, folks. We've got the Northmen with the ball here in final 26 seconds. More time in the shot clock than on the game clock. So the Northmen will have last crack at it. 6-on-5 they'll go and try to tie this thing up with a miraculous 3 goals in 45 seconds or less.
Northman goal scored by number 14, Sean Costigan. Assisted by number 19, Nicholas Sanderson. Time of the goal, 30 seconds. Costigan for Sanderson at 30 seconds.
And I've always said I like Sean Koskinen on the offensive side of things, and he gets 2 incredibly quick goals for the Northmen, and timely goals at that for the young player. And the Northmen will get their 6 best offensive players out there: Wilson, Kruger, Sanderson, Thompson, Matthews, and Jennings. Jennings with it now on the near side. He's got an opportunity. Gets it over there to Matthews. Matthews out to Kruger. Kruger has it. Jennings now. He shoots, but that's blocked. Jennings again tries to go up top, but a great save there by Redlick. And now the Six Nations Arrows throw it all the way down the floor. There's 5 seconds remaining. Kruger's going to have to rip it. He does. Gets it to Sanderson. Sanderson shoots. He tries to pass it, and that won't be enough. Just not enough time on the clock for the Northmen to claw back, but a valiant effort here late in the game for the Northmen to come back. Game 2 finishes 6 Nations 8, Northmen 7. We won't see you on the broadcast Wednesday in Six Nations, as I believe JVI Productions has the broadcast, but I think we'll be back here for the next home game, I believe on Thursday night, as cameraman Jim and I will get set for that. What? Can't hear you.